This is lesson 4-3. Our learning target today is I can write an equation to solve multiplication and division equations. In order to be successful, I must be able to explain how to write a situation equation and solution equation and draw a model to represent the problem. Before we can go and dive into our learning target today, we need to understand the difference between a situation equation and a solution equation. Yesterday, you guys learned about the difference, and I just want to review it for a second. Situation equations tell the situation in the problem. If I had 5 kids in my class, and I added an unknown amount, and at the end I had 12 kids, I need to figure out how many kids were added to my class. A lot of times in a situation equation, our variable is going to be in the middle of the problem. Not all the time, but often. On the other hand, a solution equation solves for your unknown amount using inverse operations to find the solution. A situation equation, you're looking at the situation in the problem, 5 kids plus some amount more came equals a total of 12. In a solution equation, this variable b needs to be solving for. So I'm going to use the inverse operation for addition, which is subtraction. I'm going to take my total of 12 kids minus my 5 that were already in my class to find what is my solution, or b, in my equation. So here's my problem. Miss Elkins is in the 100-mile club. She needs to run 60 more miles. If she wants to get in the club in the next 4 weeks, how many miles does she need to run each week? Well, this is actually a true problem. So help me figure out what is my situation in order to get into the 100-mile club in the next 4 weeks. So I have a total of 60 more miles to run. And I want to get in the club in the next 4 weeks. When I look at some of my keywords, it says how many miles does she need to run each week. I have my total, and it tells me the word each. So when I have my total and I hear the word each, it's going to tell me I need to divide. I have my total of 60 more miles divided by 4 weeks is going to get me my answer of how many miles I need to run each week. This is the situation of the problem. Now, when you're picking a letter to use in your variable, I suggest using a letter that represents what you're looking at. In this case, I need to figure out how many miles. So I'm going to say 60 divided by 4 equals M. M stands for miles. This problem is interesting too because it's also the solution equation. My variable is also already at the end, so it's the situation of the problem and it's the solution, so I can automatically solve for M. In class, you guys learned to draw a model in order to represent this. So I'm going to use a rectangle model right now to represent this. My total is going to go in the middle. This looks like an area model that you guys used in 3rd grade. A little different than the ones we've been using this year. And my 4 is going to go on the shortest side. So I am looking for M, or the amount of miles I can use from this problem. Using this model, it shows me that I can use multiplication or division. Since multiplication is the inverse operation of division, I'm going to use that. 4 times what number, or M, is going to get me to my answer of 60. Since I know my math facts, I know that M is going to equal 15. 15 times 4 equals 60. But if I didn't know my math facts and I wanted to try division instead, I can do the same thing with long division. 60 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 one time. 4 times 1 equals 4. I'm going to subtract it from 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. I'm going to carry my 0 down. 4 goes into 25 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract 20 from 20. My remainder is 0. I just double checked that my answer is correct. M equals 15. So I have my equation set up right here. I have my answer right here. And now I need to label my answer with what I'm trying to find. Well, my variable is M, stands for miles. My answer is 15 miles each week. So today you guys learned how to write an equation to solve multiplication and division problems. To be successful, we understood how to write a situation equation. We wrote a solution equation, which in this case ended up being the same, and we drew our area model or our rectangle model to represent and to solve the problem. We also used inverse operation, or you can just straight solve the problem using division and your solution equation.